experience, colleagues, being your council president. I thank you for the trust and faith you put in me. And I want to say that the strategy we embarked upon of making sure every council member was included in leadership, included in having a voice, I think is really important. And it is certainly my hope and intention that that would continue, because I know that Oakland needs all of us in order to make sure we accomplish what is needed for our community. And so with that, it is my honor to move that we would nominate and elect Council Member Nikki Fortunado Bas to be our council president for the coming term.
Second.
And there is a second. Thank you so much from Council Member Tao. Before we call the vote, are there any comments on the motion? Madam Clerk, we may call the roll.
On the motion made by Councilmember Kaplan, seconded by Councilmember Tao to elect Councilmember Bas as council president, Councilmember Bas.
Aye.
Councilmember Fife.
Aye.
Councilmember Gaio.
Aye.
Councilmember Kolb.
Aye.
Councilmember Reed.
Aye.
Councilmember Taylor.
Aye.
Councilmember Tao.
Aye.
And Council President Kaplan.
Aye.
Motion passes with a vote of 8 ayes. Councilmember Bas, you are now president of the council. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm almost at a loss for words, but I do want to share with you my congratulations, as well as my thanks. So colleagues, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your leadership. To those of you who were reelected and elected, I am so humbled to serve as your council president. And Council President Emeritus Kaplan, thank you so much for your leadership over these past 2 years. There's so much at stake for Oakland. We've been talking about that this morning. There's so much at stake. This pandemic has deepened the inequality caused by years of disinvestment in the well-being of everyday Oaklanders, while big corporations and real estate speculators have pocketed most of the wealth we created together. Our unsheltered residents, our essential workers, many of our Black and brown neighbors, immigrant and refugee neighbors and small businesses are suffering. And even our hardworking city staff continue to struggle to keep up with both the cost of living and the service needs of our growing population. I am so proud of our work over the last 2 years since I joined this council to bring the needs of the most vulnerable people in our city to the forefront. Together, we passed the strongest COVID eviction moratorium in the state, and that means so much for a city that's 60% renters, many who lost their homes in the foreclosure crisis of 2008. We invested last year in a program that supports tenants to stay in Oakland and purchase their homes with community land trusts. Earlier this year, we extended our long-term investment in young people with the Oakland Fund for Children and Youth. And we will this year continue our work to update our corporate business tax to make it more progressive and equitable, and finally raise new revenue while supporting our small businesses and improving city services needed now more than ever. And finally, we created a task force to reimagine public safety, to focus police resources on violent crime, and to more effectively address mental health, homelessness, traffic issues, and support community solutions to violence and poverty. And as your council president, I will continue to work with you and in deep collaboration with the people of Oakland. First, we're going to ensure a just recovery for Oakland, in which the people who are most vulnerable during the pandemic and recession receive our investment and support. We will stand with Oakland's working people, our city workers, our public school teachers, essential workers, and small businesses. Second, we will advance housing as a human right by preventing displacement of low-income residents and people of color and creating housing for our unsheltered residents. And third, we will have a budget based on our values that invites the largest corporations in Oakland to invest in our city, our services for our residents, and our recovery from this terrible pandemic. We will champion a city budget that delivers the equitable services for each of our neighborhoods, from safe streets and clean parks to support of our small businesses and arts community. We'll ground this work in our values of equity, inclusion, and democracy, and we will work with all branches of our city government as one united, effective government engaging and serving the people of Oakland. Congratulations again to my 3 colleagues who were re-elected, Council members Kaplan, Kalb, and Gallo, and to my new colleagues, Council members Fife and Reed. Oakland voters sent us a clear mandate, a mandate for visionary progressive priorities that support our most vulnerable residents. Colleagues, we live in one of the wealthiest regions in the richest country in the world, and it's long past time for the billionaires and billionaire corporations in our backyard to pay their fair share and invest in our city so that our small businesses, the people of Oakland, can continue to live and work here and also thrive. And it's time for all of us, the council together with the mayor and the city administration, to work towards the progressive priorities that Oaklanders voted for. Housing is a human right, safety focused on prevention and healing, and a progressive corporate tax that will raise critical revenue for the services our residents and small businesses need and deserve. And that's the work that I hope to do together with all of you and the people of Oakland. And I do believe that this election, this day, marks the start of creating a healthier and safer Oakland and a more unified city. I look forward to serving as your council president. Thank you to my Oakland family. Love life.
Thank you so much. And so, Madam Clerk, we'll go to item 4.